Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, welcome. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing these Woomer colored pencils. I got the 72 color set, and I don't know if they sell them in smaller sizes, but this one was fairly cheap for this amount of colored pencils. So this was another art supply that I got myself for Christmas, but I didn't end up doing a video till now because I had other ideas that I wanted to do first before this video. I did watch another YouTuber review these colored pencils, and that's what made me really want them. And it's also the only reason I knew that there was a swatch thing on the actual packaging, because I'm the type to not look at stuff like that and just throw it away. But because I had watched this person's video, I saw it, and so I didn't throw it away. So there is a key for the plus signs on the colored pencil, but it basically means that the more plus signs, the less likely they are to be light fast, and light fast just means if it is exposed to sun that it won't drain the color and make it look duller. So I swatched all the colored pencils out, and these colored pencils are so waxy and smooth. Obviously I'm coloring on a more of a cardboard surface right now, but even when I was coloring on the paper, they were just so smooth to use, and I absolutely loved them. I've been wanting to get into more colored pencil art because I feel like that's one thing that I don't do as much. I tend to lean towards markers and stuff like that. But since my Erase colored pencils started to run low when I started using them like colored pencils instead of just using them to sketch, I decided to get a full pack of colored pencils so I could just solely use the Erase ones to sketch. The range of colors they offer is absolutely amazing because I went through all these colors, and of course I have my favorites. Blues are going to be my favorites because that's my favorite color, but I feel like there's no gaps, whereas my Ahuhu marker set, I feel like there are gaps with those. I don't have as many lighter greens and stuff like that, and I know I can get a bigger marker set to fill those gaps, but I just wanted a smaller one because I didn't want to spend that much money. The tin it comes in is actually really cool as well, and I try to keep my colored pencils in the same order that they came in so that it's easier to find those colored pencils because they're in the exact same order as they are on the swatch sheet. So by keeping them in order, I'm able to find the color I need faster. So I tested them in two different ways in this video. The first one is just solely using colored pencils to make a picture. And I found this was very fun. I chose olives because I just wanted a smaller picture to start off with to get the hang of using these colored pencils first. I also felt like olives were really pretty colors, and I actually did have a specifically olive green colored pencil in this set. So I used that, of course, and I think that's the one I'm using right now. And I'm not using my Illo sketchbook in this video because I feel like the Illo sketchbook does not do very well with colored pencils because it's a very plasticky type of paper, and I have said this before, and my pencils just smudge a lot and I don't enjoy how it looks on that paper. So what I'm using is just a sketchbook I found from a garage sale. I'm pretty sure it looks like a mixed media one because the pages are a little bit textured. I am honestly not too worried about how light fast my colored pencils are because I'm mainly using them in a sketchbook. I don't think they're going to be in the sun that much to warp the colors. So I laid down a base layer of the lightest green first through the whole olive, and then I just went back and started building up color and using my darker ones. And after I finished laying all those colors down, I went back over with my lightest green color so that I could get rid of most of the texture of the paper. The lighter shade of pencil is being used as my blender pencil because I don't have one in this set. Also, while looking through all my markers and stuff, I found a really good brush to use for when pencil shavings and stuff get on the paper, because I found that when I did use my hand, it smudged the pencil a lot, and I think that's why the outside edges of the olives are kind of dull, because I used my hand a lot before I found that brush. So if you're a colored pencil artist, I highly recommend getting a brush like that to help clear off the smudges off your paper. So then I went in with the red pit of the olive, and I went in with the really light red for the second two because the pit was facing the sun or the light in my reference photo. And then I started off with the second darkest color for the very top one because it was more of in the shadows. I did have fun with this way of drawing, but I don't know that I will use solely colored pencils that often, because I do like to do mixed media where I mix the colored pencils with alcohol markers, where I put the alcohol markers down first and then layer the colored pencils on top. I also wanted to limit myself to using line work on this drawing. I wanted to see if I could get the line work feel with just regular colored pencils. So my next test for these colored pencils was to see how well they layered on top of alcohol markers. So I just put down a base layer of my E21 Copic Chow marker, and then I went in with the colored pencils. I think I added a little bit more shadows with the Copic Chow, but I tried to keep it very simple so that the colored pencils could shine in this piece. Of course, you know I love to draw hands. I feel like I can't go too many videos without drawing them. So in this one, I was just doing heart hands, and I wanted to do this mainly because I wanted to thank my subscribers. I know there's only 30 of you right now, but I really do appreciate y'all subscribing to my channel, liking my videos, and watching them. It means a lot to me. Also, if there's a certain tutorial y'all would like to see, or just a review video that you would like me to do, or any type of videos, you are always welcome to leave them in the comments below. And I love getting ideas from my subscribers and being able to make videos especially for them. But yeah, while I'm on the topic, don't forget to subscribe if you're not, and leave a like on this video. It really does help me out, and it helps me reach my 1,000 subscriber goal by the end of 2025. So for these colored pencil pieces, I get out all the colors I need first so that I'm not trying to look for them while I'm trying to color, and it just makes everything a lot more smoother, not only in the videoing process but in my coloring process. And I started off with the lightest color first, and then I move into darker colors. I didn't really have a rhyme or reason for where I placed these colors at first. When I started placing the blues, then I started realizing where my shadows were and stuff like that, but I think I just tried to layer them a lot at the beginning. The next color I used was a cinnamon color, and this one was just a little bit darker than the color before. And I quite enjoyed using this on the skin. I just feel like it looks really good, and it's almost like a red brown, so it adds a little bit of blood flow to these hands. I don't know why when I draw hands that I don't normally draw fingernails on them. I just feel like it looks better without them in my style, because when I tend to draw fingernails on hands, it just looks a little funky, so. But I sketched everything out with my red Colorase colored pencil first, and then I went in with the marker. I am so excited to use this colored pencil for blush because it looked so good on skin tones, and it wasn't too red, but it was just enough, and I quite enjoyed using it on these hands. Anyways, I'll let y'all watch some of this video, and I'll be back when I start adding the blue shadows. So I don't know if you can tell from the video, but this colored pencil is actually a very, very light blue and not a white. But I just went in and colored in a whole big area on the other side of the fingers to represent my shadows. I found when I try to make my shadows like blues and purples, it just makes my piece look better than just choosing darker browns and stuff like that. So after I went in with the blue, I used the purple as more of a line art because with this piece as well, I didn't want to use a harsh black line art. So I used that purple colored pencil, and then the really dark red to the left of that teal one is what I used on the top side of the hands where there's more warm tones. I think by mixing warm and cool tones, it makes your art look a little bit more lively, and it can add that contrast that's needed to bring a piece together. I don't know, I just know that I've tried to shade with just darker versions of that color, and it just ends up looking very flat. I've found that I quite enjoy how the cool tones look with the warm tones. So here's where I started outlining in the warm brown tone. I really do love these colored pencils, and they were at a great price for how many colored pencils you get. So I would highly recommend them to any even beginner artist because they're fairly cheap and there's a whole bunch of colors to experiment with. I just found that these pencils glided very smoothly across the paper and it wasn't very scratchy at all. So I really like them for that. I think if I had to have one critique for them, and this is like very small, but on this paper you could definitely see the texture of the colored pencil, but obviously since you're working with colored pencils, they can't be perfect. So that would be my only complaint, and it's not a very big complaint at that. These pencils are great, and I would definitely use them for any type of art. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.